You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dini Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, there are 27,000 of you guys on the line with us today. Oh my goodness, you're gonna break the internet. Hey, but no worries, because we can house all of you guys, right? And I just want to tell you that you're worth more than you think. Yeah, you probably have some idea of your current net worth, or do you? Chances are you know approximately about how much your house is worth, how much money you have in the bank, the value of your investments, the value of your pension plan, how much debt to subtract from all of that. However, those tangible assets are trivial compared to the hidden intangible assets that you possess. No matter what you've managed to accumulate to date in material wealth, it cannot compare to the wealth that lies hidden within you. One of the most powerful things you can do is to become aware of this wealth and start using it to the best of your advantage. Once you understand all the treasures that you already possess, unlimited possibilities open for you. Spend a few minutes to begin an inventory of these assets and you'll understand what I mean. Start by listing like the skills that you possess. These include anything that you do well. Are you skilled at operating, programming, building, or repairing computers? Can you write a good business letter or sales letter? Can you blog? Do you have a great speaking voice for podcasting? Are you skilled at making presentations in front of groups? Are you good at talking on the telephone? Are you good at teaching or training or explaining a concept to someone? Are you a good negotiator? When you go to buy a car or furniture or appliance, do you pride yourself on being able to get the best deal available? Are you artistic? Think of all the skills that you utilize in every area of your life and make a list of everything. Next, what I want you guys to do is list all of the special knowledge that you have. You can start with your formal education and the knowledge that you have about your current job. Then think about the hobbies and interests that you have. What things do you know more than the average person? Write them all down. Do you know a lot about a particular industry or manufacturing process? Do you have knowledge of national politics or college football recruiting or stocks and bonds? Do you have a knowledge of history, economics, dancing, art, models, or modeling, railroads, Italian cooking, rock music, or any of the thousand other subjects? Write these on your list as well. And last, friends, finally, make a list of all your relationships. Start with the people you work with, the people you work for, the people who work for you, your customers, vendors, professional advisors, and all the other contacts that you have through your work, and add all the people you have worked with in the past. Then list everyone in your family: parents, uncles, grandparents, cousins, in-laws, nephews, brothers, sisters, nieces, aunts, children, spouses, and everyone else in your family. Add that. Also add in your all your friends and acquaintances, no matter how old or how long it's been since you last seen them or talked to them. And don't forget all the people who you knew in college and in high school. And finally, include all the people with whom you conduct personal business: the convenience store clerk, the butcher, the car dealer, dry cleaner, plumber, hairstylist, and others. Now you are beginning to get a better picture of your true net worth. Chances are, just by beginning this list, you've reminded yourself of some very valuable assets. Your skills, your knowledge, and your relationships are more valuable than anything you could ever put in a bank. Just knowing what you have will enable you to see opportunities for enriching your life in just about any situation. Look at all that uniqueness. Yeah. valuable assets that you possess right in your pocket, right in your mind, and in your heart and in your soul. Wouldn't it be a shame to let them all go to waste? Wouldn't it be a shame to not get the very best use from all of them? Keep this list handy and continue to add to it as you think of more skills, knowledge, and relationships. It can be a powerful reminder that will help you see endless possibilities. Take it from me, Dini.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, it feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos and starseeds, and 2 times for my people who are vegans. We are averaging over 34,000 plus listeners, and we've been at this for 3 solid years. I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we're still growing, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, movies, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on the show, from Grammy Award-winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology geniuses, visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens. Or people who think they're aliens. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out. To book an interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do, and together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. And with that, hello out there, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, Vigilantes Radio. Thank you again, as always, for tuning in and being a part of our audience family. You know the number to dial. It's 701-801-9813 to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in and mix directly from my website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Scroll over to the Vigilantes Radio tab and slap that Go Live button, and you'll be right here live in the mix with all of us, or in the chat room. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here. And as always, all episodes are available for free download. You can grab it from Spreaker.com/onlyonemediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, the app called Podcast Addict, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Well, I don't want to keep 26,000 of you guys waiting any longer, right? Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive deep into this interview. Well, today's interview is the Dr. Alicia-Cain interview, and I am definitely your host, dini-mussolini. All right, Vigilantes Radio, our interviews go beyond the music, the books, the magazines, the movies, the products, and even sometimes the ego. We go into the minds of the artists, bands, the CEOs, the writers, the bloggers, the directors, the actors who create these things, right? All these wonderful aspirations. From researching our guests relentlessly, mining for details, and watching, reading, or listening to everything we can, our interviews are designed to bring out the best answers possible through thought-provoking questions that have some real substance. So, with that, let's welcome Dr. Alicia-Cain to our show. Dr. Cain, you are now live in the mix with all of us. So how's it going, and how are you feeling?
I am fine. Thank you, Brother D, and thank you for inviting me to this interview. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be speaking to your audience.
Definitely. We're grateful that you're here and grateful for your time. So how's the weather where you at?
Well, I'm in Atlanta, and it's hot. It's very hot here. It stays hot.
All right. So, shall we dive deep into this interview?
Yes, we shall.
All right, Dr. Alicia-Cain.
Yes, sir.
The great doctor, the good doctor.
That's right. The good doctor, I like that.
Hello and welcome to our show. This is Vigilante Radio. Thank you for being here with us. I've been slowly researching, listening, watching, reading, and stalking you. Well, let me change that. Doing extensive research. Yeah, extensive research. All right. And all attempts to get the most I can out of you. And it's funny, I'm a word guy, a writer of some sorts, and so are you. But for the beginning, I would like to back it up. Not the dance, of course, but for the people that don't know about you yet, tell us about the Dr. Alicia-Cain and your magazine, Miss-Sis, and how did it get started, and what decision led you down this path?
All right, that's a very good question. I'm Dr. Alicia-Cain. I am a medical doctor. I am a critical care medical doctor by trade and profession. The magazine idea came about, I was inspired by my daughter, who was a teenager at the time. She loved to read magazines. However, I would buy them for her, and I noticed that there was a paucity of black models, black artists, black hair, black everything in the magazines. And I just felt that she wasn't being identified. And she felt the same way. Like, she used to ask me, where are the black models? And there were really none. So I decided at that point, that was some years ago, that I was going to create a magazine that young black girls, African-American young ladies, I should say, could identify. I wanted to be able to show these young ladies that everything is not ratchet. I wanted to be able to show them that they are beautiful. I wanted to affirm them. I wanted them to aspire them to follow their dreams. And I think it's very important that you are what you see. If you consistently see negative images of yourself, then your self-esteem is going to become eroded. And in addition, if you don't see certain things, it's just as important. If you're not seeing images of yourself, again, this can have an impact on your self-esteem.
I do agree with that. I do agree. All right, so it also seems like you have a solid plan in place when it comes to the whole doing what I love to do approach. What made you choose to both provide the physical and digital version of the magazine, and what advantages does it give you when you're the publisher of the content?
Okay, so let's talk about the content for a minute. I didn't mention it before, but the magazine is very hip. A fun magazine. It has beautiful fashions. It has wonderful beauty tips. It also has articles on health that relate to that age group that we're targeting. It has finance. It has a couple of recipes, and it has some really handsome guys in the centerfold. So it's a very positive magazine, and I love doing it in addition to everything else I'm doing, because it's on my heart and I feel I want to give back to the community. I've lived in multiple hoods, in quotes. I'm from Harlem. I grew up in Bed-Stuy. I've lived in Chicago. I've lived in Washington, D.C., and I'm currently in Atlanta. And I've worked in the prison system for years, some years ago. So I've seen both sides of what happens to us as African American, the so-called downtrodden, in quotes, because I don't believe any of us are really downtrodden inside, and the more elite. So I've seen both sides, and I'm dedicated, and it's my passion that these young ladies have a good platform, a good positive images that they can see. So that's the approach. I love to do it because it's on my heart.
Yeah.
And I choose to go both physical and digital because I know young people use their cell phones. They use iPads, some of them, and they use computers. They don't necessarily read the hard copy. The hard copy is for their parents. A lot of the parents want the hard copy. A lot of the models who are actually in the magazine, they want the hard copy. A lot of the other artisans, they literally want the hard copy.
All right. So the hard copy is really for like a keepsake.
is like a keepsake, yes.
Okay.
We actually started with the hard copy, but because of the demand by young people, they wanted to know when were we going to go digital. So we've been digital for over a year.
Okay. So you started out physical and now you're digital. That was pretty interesting to me about the whole magazine landscape. Like magazines like Sister to Sister, they went bankruptcy a few years ago because they didn't switch over to digital fast enough, and they lost a lot of money. And so, like, doing those type of things, being aware of transitions, have you learned that, like, you have to stay ahead of the curve when, you know, particular items become obsolete maybe and there's a new form? Because I don't know how long the digital will be around. Their technology is advancing like so quickly now. They have see-through cell phones. So in your opinion, how is the whole, like, technology aspect, you know, how ahead of the curve are you staying these days?
Okay, so in upcoming issues, we are already thinking ahead of the curve because even our digital version online will be interactive. So currently it's not interactive, but the reader will actually be able to interact with some of the articles in the magazine. And we also will have videos within the magazine itself. So instead of being a digital version of the hard copy, digital in quotes, it will actually be an interactive version of what we have now. And that's late technology. Yeah. I don't see another magazine actually doing that. We do see that on some websites, but we don't see that in the form of a magazine.
Right, yeah, I was going to say that. That's the first I've heard of that. Wow. Innovative. All right. So is there a team of creators or writers behind you, or are you just a one-woman army?
I started out as a one-woman show because this is just something I wanted to do. But since then, no, I do have writers, I have photographers, I have models. Most of this is outsourced, but we do have a full platform of artists, writers, healthcare writers, beauty writers, fashion. I edit everything at this point until I can bring in some more staff.
Right. Okay. Sounds successful.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So journalism and media platforms is arguably one of the most wide open genres of them all. Tell me how we could identify the persona of your magazine in the midst of all the other giant publication options out there. Like, what identifies your magazine and sets you apart from the rest of the publication world?
All right, so that's a very good question, and I have been asked that question before. Now, there are two things that set us apart immediately. One is the age group that we're targeting and the ethnicity that we're targeting. So we're targeting African-American young ladies between the ages of 17 and 21, or 25, roughly college-age young ladies. So we don't have many publications out there that target that age group. We have Essence, which is wonderful. I've been reading for years, but that's an older age group. Ebony and Jet, well, every black family in America had that when coming up. That's still an older age group. So if you look around, there might be 3 other magazines, but none of them are monthly that target black teenagers. So that sets us apart in that aspect. The other thing that sets us apart, in addition, well, those are the 2 things, is the age, again, is the age group and the ethnicity.
Okay. What about...
We're monthly.
Monthly. Oh,
and digital.
And digital. What about gender? Because I noticed the title is Miss-Sis. Is there anything a young man can find in there?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, he can find the models. I've had young men come up there and say, ooh, those models are hot. So they like looking at it in that aspect. But the articles on relationship, health, finance, they cross all genders. Males and females can benefit from those articles. In addition, each month we have 2 centerfolds that are male. No cheesecake, but they, good-looking males in the centerfold. And also, we feature designers every month. A lot of them are male.
Oh, wow.
A lot of our photographers, we have 4 consistent photographers. 3 of them, we have 5. 4 are men, and 1 is a woman. So we also serve as a platform for artisans. So the photographers, the makeup artists, the designers, most of those are actually men.
Wow. Okay. So the magazine is very broad. Not only is there eye candy on the cover, but once they open it up, there may be an article that speaks to their life right at that point.
Absolutely, because that was the whole purpose of the magazine, in addition to being fun and entertaining, but it has substance also. It's a tool. It's a tool for black young people to look at, to make decisions with, to address some of the issues. Some of the issues, having lived myself in multiple hoods and being a black woman, then some of the issues that we face are different from other mainstream people. So we address that in the magazine. We just go ahead and address it, you see?
Wow.
And even the way that we look, our fashion, our style, our concerns, they're unique to us. So we do address those. We address our uniqueness.
Yeah. Man, that's genius. All right. So I really like your magazine, first and foremost.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's been too long since I was reading magazines, whether online or physical copies. And that's usually due to my schedule being on the go all the time, being an avid listener of podcasts. I just prefer audio versus reading. I can read very well, though.
But well, you're not by yourself. Trust me.
Yeah. And that's just, me being honest. But when I hear that a magazine has arrived that doesn't focus on ratchetness, oh, yeah, you catch my attention.
Wait, one of my taglines is Miss-Sis, the Unratchet magazine.
Ah, genius. And I do have a question here somewhere. So I suppose I want to know, how much of a conscious choice was it to make this choice when being ratchet is so popular and it comes with such agony to say this, but almost a lifestyle. A behavior that's expected of certain queens. So was it influence from the late greats or influence from the wave of the mainstream news and topic flows that needed change? Or, what was the conscious choice here for you?
Okay, the conscious choice for me was that popular media with all its ratchetness does not describe the entire African-American experience. It's one aspect, and not even a very accurate aspect of the African-American experience. And like I said, I've lived in multiple cities, and there's just small segments of crime and dope and other ratchet behaviors in some of these cities. We're never portrayed as professional, good professionals, going to school, going to church, respecting each other, respecting our parents, being in love, having a family, raising a family, trying to teach our children to do the right thing. So my conscious decision was, okay, here I want to give these young ladies a magazine that actually addresses their interests, because girls like fashion and beauty, and they like guys. So I wanted to make sure that was in the magazine, but I wanted it to be in the magazine in a positive manner. So when you look at the magazine, you'll notice that we don't go in for ratchetness or a bunch of negativities, but we try to keep it real.
Definitely. Okay. All right, and as most of my listeners know, I love details and all kind of documents on people's lives so I can do my job better and represent you the best we can to the rest of the world. So speaking of the world, though, particularly the internet, do you feel as if being the creator and publisher of this magazine made you a spokesperson for black women?
I would say no, because I'm not trying to be I'm really not trying to be a spokeswoman. I'm just doing what I love. So in answer to your question, it makes me a black woman with a purpose and a vision and a positive attitude. That's what it makes me. In terms of being a spokesperson, You'd have to define spokesperson a little bit more, because I just don't see myself as, I'm just doing what I love to do. And I'm just doing what I feel would have a positive impact on the community.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this. Most of the time when there's a person and they have a product or a particular thing that they're doing, and it kind of represents them as a person. And whenever they deviate from that routine, you know, people start to look at them different. Like, who can I say? Someone like Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody sees her in a certain light, but say she had a moment of wretchedness.
And we all do. Come on, let's face it. Let's be honest.
We all do. We all do. But certain communities would look at her funny and question her because they may think that she's a spokesperson for a certain class of people.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of where my question was headed. Like, you're the good doctor, you know, Alicia-Cain.
MD.
MD, yes.
There you go.
So you're looked at as, you know, on a certain platform because you have a positive magazine. But do you feel like your actions speak for an entire community of black women?
I can't say that because we're all very different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of the problem of what we see in the media is that they're trying to categorize us into one person. Black women are different. We're all different, and we all have something to contribute in a different way. So I can't represent all black women, because there's no one person can represent a group of anyone.
Right. I agree.
Now, I will speak out as a black woman, I can speak out for what goes on in a black woman's life, some of the problems that we face, and I can only see it through my lens.
Yeah. Have you ever been, like, faced with a situation where you felt voiceless in today's world?
As a teenager, I don't know if you saw that in my biography, I literally joined the Black Panther Party.
Yes, I did.
And part of that was feeling helpless and like we didn't have a voice. Here comes an organization that to me, was very positive in the community. So it was very attractive to me. So I joined the Panther Party. And I felt part of my inspiration for becoming a doctor started in the Panther Party, because it was my job to create free health clinics back then. So that gave me the opportunity to speak to a lot of doctors in different hospitals, and we had a lot more support than the media the media portrayed, because again, in addition to power to the people, because we did have that, we had a lot of community programs that still exist to this day.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And in comparison, on a sociological level, does a book or magazine seem to have more of an impact on today's society if you want to drive your point across?
More of an impact than, I think the greatest impact on today's society is social media. There's no getting around that. So that is one of the reasons why we have developed a strong social media team. I have 6 people on my social media team that's going to start next week. And also that's the reason we went digital, because, again, internet, the web, social media, that we can't get around that. That has the greatest impact on today's society. Books and magazines have almost become obsolete in and of themselves in the physical format. Yeah.
I was just going to ask you, how does your magazine tie in with social media? But you answered.
Oh, no, I'm well aware that I came kicking and screaming. I don't like social media. No, that's not real. That's not real. You have to deal with social media. That is what is here. It's like saying, I want to type on an old typewriter because I don't like computers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Do you see yourself venturing into film, like documentary type, or maybe even writing a book that tackles more of a social issue concerning black women?
With my busy schedule, I have a full-time medical practice. I also publish this magazine. I think I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. So I don't think I could stretch myself any thinner.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, who in your personal life gives you the most support? And how do they express that? I know you're giving up so much energy in your work. There has to be somebody who refuels you. So who is that?
Well, I'm on public radio, and I'll say family and friends. And of course, I have a bae. I think that's what the young people call it now. who I'm not putting his name out there, but I do get a lot of family support, a lot of friend support, a lot of support from my church, and a lot of support from my bae.
Yeah, that's wonderful there. All right, so you said that you're passionate about your magazine. We can definitely tell. Other interviews like these, what else have you got in your plan of attack for 2017?
Okay, so the main plan of attack is really beefing up our social media presence, conducting more interviews, reaching out to the parents, because we have a lot of parents that subscribe to the magazine. So we have to develop. Parents aren't in social media as much as some of the young people. So part of our plan on attack is to connect with some of the sororities, some of the fraternities, through other media besides social media, because that's not their biggest. That's not their biggest method of communicating. They have conventions, they have email blasts. So we do want to reach out to the older population, because we find that they are giving this magazine. They love the magazine, and they give it to their daughters as gifts. We find that a lot of men have actually given this. Men who are fathers and uncles have subscribed to the magazine to give to their daughters.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's wonderful. All right. Dr. Cain, tell us about the future. What early details can we pull out of you?
Okay, so the future for the magazine is we want to stay in business. That's number one. Mm-hmm. We don't want to go bankrupt, but my main purpose for starting the magazine was not to make money. I have a medical practice. But we still want to keep it out there. Because I feel it's a very good tool for young ladies. So for the future, our main goal is just to keep it viable, to keep up with technology, to keep it addressing the issues that young ladies and young men face, and to be relevant in their lives.
Definitely. All right. So after the music break, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called the hot seat.
Ooh.
Yeah, and our fans love this part of the segment, and of course, along with the actual interview. But the audience will get to hear some. Maybe Dr. Cain can sing.
No, you don't want to hear me sing. I know this is a music station, but you don't want to hear me sing.
Or poem or spoken word. Maybe she can freestyle rap. Who knows? Maybe have some jokes or stories, or even play a live instrument. Well, you never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce. Mm-hmm.
This
That's what you're saying? You never know. That's a good one. All right, let's take a music break. We have a very powerful young black female artist by the name of Caramel from the Washington, D.C. area with a song called Back to the Ground.
Back to the ground. All right. We'd love to
Back to the Grind. Back to the Grind.
Oh, Back to the Grind. Okay.
Yes. All right, here she is, Caramel.
All right.
Put that work in, gotta struggle every day, gotta live a check to check, man, gotta be about a weight. I put that work in, gotta gotta keep food upon that table. The poor scared and poor, while the bitches killing us dead. Put that grind in that work. Put that grind in that work. Put that grind in that work. Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, that good. Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, on my grind every day. Put that grind in that work. 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 Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, that good. Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, on my grind every day. They try to put us in a box, man. Say we only good for sport and jail cells. And if you black, better watch your back. Cause these grimy cops about the black execution. We are culture based on poverty, oppression. For 100 years is our enemy. Now it's time to rise up and show our strength and our numbers. Like true kings and queens. Demand respect, go get that hustle. Put that grind in that work. Put that grind in that work. Put that grind in that work. Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, that good. Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, on my grind every day. Put that grind in that work. 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 Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, that good. Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, on my grind every day.
Hustle hard is the charge. Hustle hard is the charge. Is the charge. Hustle hard is the charge. Hustle hard is the charge. Hustle hard is the charge.
G-I-A-G to the day that I die. I put that work in, gotta struggle every day. Gotta live and check to check. Man, gotta be about a weight. I put that work in, gotta keep food upon that table. The poor scared and poor, while the bitches killing us dead. I punch that clock up every day. Some age of slave to these government games. They playing with us like a game of chess. We the pawns, victims of this government mess. The system rigged up, recession never left. Who they think they fooling, yo, for real? More food stamps, more welfare, depression drawing near. If this American way, then I don't want no parts of this here. Now put that grind in that work. 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 Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, that good. Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, on my grind every day. Put that grind in that work. 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 Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, that good. Hustle hard, live life, switch lanes, on my grind every day.
Hustle hard is the charge. 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 Hustle hard is the charge.
G-I-A-G to the day that I die.
Alright guys, that was Caramel, Back to the Grind. Realize there is no such thing as failure. You only produce results. The concept of failure is based on someone's opinion of how you could have done. You cannot fail. It is not possible. But you always produce results. If there are not the results you desire, then you need to go back and examine your thoughts to see why they are leading you in the wrong direction. Visualization is so powerful because your thoughts are at the very core of your essence. In fact, you are your thoughts. To change anything in your life, all that's needed is a change in the thought pattern and a commitment to do whatever it takes to bring that thought into being. And with that, let's bring the good Dr. Alicia-Cain back on our show. All right, you are now live and in our hot seat.
Our hot seat. Ooh, I'm burning up.
So, do you have anything for us, or shall we pass this?
Oh, what did you want?
Well, you can either give us an inspirational speech or, maybe sing, rap, tell a joke, have a story, or play an instrument.
Oh, my goodness. I can't rap or sing. I wrote a little rap while you were on the break, but I don't know about that.
Go ahead. Okay. We don't judge.
Plus, I don't rap, so it's going to be a little bit slow, okay?
Okay.
Miss-sis-magazine is what we do. Read it, love it, it's so you. Read it in the morning, read it at night. Read it when you whip your bae, it's so tight.
Nice. That's nice.
Oh, my God. I have never rapped in my life.
There we go. We just got an exclusive.
That was fun. I see why the young people love it. It felt good.
Yeah. All right, so websites. Let's do some promo here. That's what this business is all about here. And whatever you want to promote, have at it. But send the people somewhere online to find the work to build with you and stay updated with the details of Miss Sis.
Okay, great. Our website is miss-sis.com. That's our miss-sister.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just go into your search bar for Miss Sis, and we should come up. Some of our tags are Miss-sis-magazine today, Miss-sis-magazine, and Miss-1-sis.
Yes. And guys, just in case you didn't catch that, I have the links in the description, so don't worry about a thing.
Beautiful.
Got you covered.
Beautiful. I like that.
Definitely. All right, Dr. Cain, just want to say thank you again for being a part of this interview and taking the time to answer all this madness on behalf of yourself. Before I let you go for good, I'd just like to offer you the Vigilantes Radio open floor, as we do with all our guests. So take this next moment to say anything that you'll like, shout anyone out, or bring up anything that we missed. Dr. Alicia-Cain, you rock, and keep doing what you do.
Oh, thank you. I want to do a shout-out to my daughter, who's the inspiration for this magazine. I want to shout-out to my Miss-sis staff and a shout-out to my medical staff. We are doing a search for our centerfold. Guys, we're looking for hot guys who are hot. No cheesecake, guys who are hot. You have a hot boyfriend, send his photo in. If you're hot, then send it in. We also have a promotion right now where the magazine is $9.99 for a whole year. So that's 12 issues. You can't beat that. So go on and that's the digital version. Go on our website, miss-sis.com, and follow us, like us, and tag us.
Definitely.
All right. I want to shout out to my bae. I'm going to leave it at that.
All right. Shout out to the bae. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And also special thanks to our guest once again, the incredible Dr. Alicia-Cain, for joining us this afternoon or morning for some. You never know. Dini may just be the hot guy or cheesecake in the centerfold of Miss
I look for that.
You never know. I do it all, guys.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only1Media Group, iTunes, YouTube, the app called Podcast Addict, or our website, which is Only1MediaGroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or send something for us to play, email it to theRadio@Only1MediaGroup.com. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre-free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, something you got to deal with. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, dini-mussolini, I appreciate you guys for tuning in either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word because sharing is caring. And also special thanks to our guests for joining us. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr. We are all over. Just connect with us and we do follow back. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely freaking great at just doing that. Peace.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.